Hello everyone, my name is Maria and this is Knitting as Therapy, my knitting podcast, episode number 8. And today will be finished objects heavy episode, also heavy with some works in progress, of course, because I have started several projects as well, and lots of plans and acquisitions coming. Of course, some of them are some spring knitting plans. So let's jump straight into some finished objects that I have for today. Starting with the most noticeable one, it's what I'm wearing today. It's my latest finished object and I'm really happy with the result. As you can see, this one is in corally shade red color. It's a bit close to orange with some light, but in general it's red. So the request was to make an Elisabeth blouse in red color. So here it is. I can have some closer look for this one, so you can check. I've tucked it in. So some bind off, some cozy sleeves like this. I made this one for my friend, so that was her request to make it a bit longer than in the pattern and also with a bit longer sleeves. So that's why I am filming it today, because it's going to be sent to my friend really soon. So I had a deadline for this one and I successfully finished this one in time. I made it using Super Wash merino wool yarn, 100% merino wool, and strand of silk mohair. So I hold them together as is recommended in the pattern itself. The whole sweater, like the body and the sleeves, all the stockinette was made on 4mm needles for the collar, and some cuffs and hem. They were made on 3.5mm needles, also as recommended in the pattern itself. So generally I haven't had any huge changes, just added some length, and it required one more skein of both merino wool yarn and some silk mohair skein of yarn as well. That gave me an opportunity to make all of this a bit longer. Also, the yarn itself grown a little bit, has grown after blocking. I also stretched it to meet the needed length, and generally that was it. For the merino wool yarn, I used Kartopu Lana merino yarn. It's some Turkish brand yarn that was discontinued already, so I have one store that is still selling it with some nice colors that I sometimes need, as a red one. Of course, they don't have some basics, some neutrals already. They have some bright shades, but in this case it worked really well. For the silk mohair yarn, I used some Ukrainian brand, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Filamo. Really nice and soft silk mohair. I've already tried several brands. It was fine in work, and in general the touch of it is very nice now after washing it. Also, I'm going to try some other silk mohair brands as well. I have tried few of them before, and for this one I am happy with the price and the final result as well. So for sure I will use it in the future again. The price is less than for Sandnes Garn, tin silk mohair, for example. So the price for one skein of this mohair is like $4 or $5 per skein. Yeah, so this is it for the yarn, getting into construction, I started with this double knitted collar that I started with Judy's Magic Cast On. Quite similar is used for the socks knitting when we start working from the toes part. There is also this like kind of invisible cast on that is, it has like similar effect as a Kitchener stitch when we are sewing some parts unnoticeably together with that looks kinda as a stockinette. Same here, I was doing it with magic loop technique after this cast on and just knitting it in the round until I get the desired length of the collar. And then some short rows shaping for the back and raglan increases at the same time. And before splitting for the sleeves and the body, I have also added these double knitted blankets for this, like, it's the main feature of Elisabeth blouse that is different from other PetiteKnit designs. One more thing that I noticed, and I think it's logical, that this sweater is not expected to have a big positive ease. It's approximately 5 or 6 centimeters, not a lot. I think that's because of this v-neck to not be like too floppy, too wide, and uncomfortable for wearing it. And in the other, if it's too wide, then I think I would add some snaps for fixing this v-neck a little bit, not to have it too wide. But generally, as you can see, it works well. The rest of the body and the sleeves work like the same way as always, just some stockinette, then 1x1 ribbon for the cuffs and for the hem, and Italian bind off to make it look like more polished and nicer. So this is it. Now I'm considering making the same one for myself, maybe in a bit different color, I don't know, but seems like this red version also fits me really well, so probably I will make maybe one more for myself, or in some red, or maybe terracotta color, or some dark blue would be nice as well. We will see. But generally I think it may also work as a nice spring transitional period sweater or blouse. Sorry, it's blouse. Yeah, so I will be able to wear it right after finishing it. Maybe without silk mohair will be a bit lighter version of this blouse, but I think I will still have an opportunity to wear this one. And that is it, so we can move to another finished object that I have for today. And this is my Berlin scarf. So as you can see, this one is finished already. It's very long. I will add the video of me wearing this one on myself. I am quite a tall person. I am 180 centimeters. Not sure about the inches. I will try to convert it while editing. So that's why my sweater, my scarf is also quite long. This one was, that's Berlin scarf by Paula Strict. Here on YouTube, and I made this one, well, it was part of my winter knitting plans. I've mentioned it in my winter knitting plans video. I was going to make one for myself, so that's why I ordered yarn from one of our Ukrainian stores that is selling bobbin yarns, and this one is merino cashmere nylon blend. in a boucle version. It's very thin boucle. Not sure that you can see it from the video itself, but it's very soft and drapey and very nice. And it also is very stretchy. That is good for this one, for this scarf, because you need it like a bit shorter comparing to the length you want to receive in result, because it stretches but it's by itself after blocking, of course. After wearing it as well, I think it will be longer even. Mine has grown. In the pattern it says that the scarf will grow like approximately 20 centimeters. Mine has grown like closer to 30 centimeters, so it's very long one. It has like 2.1 meters length, and not without taking into consideration these fringes that I made later. The construction of this scarf, it's very, but generally it's a quick knit. It's a bit boring for me because it's all the way stockinette, but it's quite a quick one. I've already talked about the construction in my older videos that you can find on my channel. There are not a lot of the knitting podcast episodes, so you can find it there, but I will just go over a bit this time. So it was started by with a provisional cast on. Then some stockinette in round was done for the full length that I wanted to get. Then I added these fringes. They are made with some double knitting and bind off of some of the stitches. And then I got back for the provisional cast on and also took all the stitches to make the fringes. The whole stockinette part is made on 7mm needles. For the fringes I used 6mm needles, so it's the same as suggested in the pattern. The yarn I hold, as my yarn was really thin one, I hold it as a six strands of this yarn together. So the final yardage was like 160 meters per 100 grams, but you can see it's quite see-through one still, and that's why it's very drapey and easy to wear even now in spring when it's already a bit warm outside. Not sure that you can hear, but it's raining now, so a bit colder these days, so I am planning to wear this one tomorrow and maybe add some filming from tomorrow. One more interesting thing, I don't know if it's related to my yarn selection, probably yes. I used less yarn that was suggested than was suggested in the pattern, I guess, or maybe not, but it took me 3.5 maybe 100 grams of yarn. So I'm going to make the same one for one of my friends, as I have lots of leftover yarn that I can use for it, or maybe I will make some mittens for myself to have the matching set. We will see. And that was it for my Berlin scarf. I think I forgot to mention as well that it was made as part of Knit-along organized by Knits. It's Amy here on YouTube, known as Knits, and Originally Lovely. They organized Knit-along for making some fluffy scarves. They also suggested a great yarn. I even have something like this at home, but I already had in plans to make my Berlin scarf with this yarn, and it was just a good motivation for me to finally start it. And I finished working on it a bit like several days after the Knit-along was ended, so great opportunity to finish some of my plans because I am not sure if I would do it without the needle on. So that was it for the Berlin scarf now. And we are moving to some works in progress that I have so far. And the first one is my storm sweater by PetiteKnit. That's my first cashmere sweater I am working on. The yarn that I use is a worsted weight yarn by Lana Grossa. It's stock version of their 75% cashmere, 25 merino wool yarn. It's very soft, as you can see, but it's also very stretchy, so I'm looking forward to see the result. I have already completed both sleeves so far. Probably if I will not be focused so much on some my other projects like this blouse and Berlin scarf, for example, that I wanted to finally finish, I would already finish this one because it goes really fast because of the thickness of the yarn, of course, and generally the entertaining pattern that is changing. You see, there are those parts that are motivated me to work more and more on this sweater. The construction here, that we start with back panel, then cast on of the front blankets, so it's a drop shoulder, I guess, and we connect it in around here on the front. And after all, we are moving more in the ornaments between those parts. Then we cast on stitches for the sleeves, and there is also separate chart for the sleeves. Mine probably are a little bit wider than needed for my size in the pattern, but I'm fine with it because I want it to be like a cozy, chunky sweater that I can wear for like some special mood. I like having the collar a bit earlier, so that's why I have already made this one. And also I like making sleeves before moving more in the body, because that helps me to measure the amount of yarn I need for the sweater. In this case, I already used the whole pack of 10 skeins of the yarn. Also, I measured the amount of yarn needed for one sleeve, and that's how I approximately measured the amount of yarn that I need to order more. So I have 3 more skeins to go to finish the body. I think I have to make like 2 more panels with these ornaments, or maybe 3, we will see, and also the ribbon is needed here. So should be enough to finish this one. It already has a weight like close to 600 grams, so it's a bit heavy already. So we will see how it's gonna work. I'm also filming a knit with me, like knitting video blog of the process, because it's my first cashmere sweater that I'm working on, and it's an interesting experience for me, and generally I like myself watching such videos. That's why I decided to make like the same one with my work and my progress with this storm sweater. So follow if you want to see this video in a while, probably in a week after I will publish this knitting podcast episode, or maybe even earlier. We will see how the progress goes on this one. So yeah, this is it for the storm sweater I'm currently working on. And we can move to another work in progress that I currently have. just a second. I've finally started my sweater number 15 by my favorite since Knitwear. Currently, that's only the back part that I'm working on. I decided to make mine in the smallest size because it already has up to 30 centimeters of positive ease. So if I block it properly, it's gonna fit well. I'm oftenly making like the smallest size or second size of the pattern, so that's a regular situation for me. So as you can see, I have already even cut the yarn, and the next part that I will need to do to add some front panels and join it in around. So half of the bag is done, I think, and I like how it looks so far. It has a great halo from the kid silk. I'm using for this one 3-ply stock merino wool yarn, hauled with silk mohair, a strand of silk mohair, also from some Ukrainian yarn store that is making or selling lots of different shades of silk mohair. So I decided to try this one as well to compare different options, because this one is also quite cheaper comparing to Knitting for Olive or Sandnes Garn than silk mohair. So we will see how it's gonna work. The thing that I've noticed here, it's a common case for different silk mohairs, that on the garment, on the knitted project, you can see these thin strands of silk that are adding some melange shade to the sweater. Mostly it adds some like gray thin strands to it. Not sure if it bothers me a lot or not. We'll see in the finished garment, because you can see that the green shade of the merino is very nice one. Yeah, so it has like some blue shade in the background, but it's very nice and warm shade of green. But with this silk mohair, it blends into a bit different shade that I was expecting to get. But this cabling is still quite noticeable, and you can see it here. So I hope this will work out well. So I'm making this one with like light fingering weight merino yarn, hauled with a strand of silk mohair on 4.5mm needles. It's very drapey, it's a bit like see-through, but I'm fine with it because I expect it to be like a good garment for spring weather as well. That's all the progress I have so far for this one, but I think a lot of progress coming on this one as soon as I will finish my storm sweater that is planned to happen this week. And we can move to some. Oh, also I have Oslo hat, but it's somewhere like in the background waiting for me to get back to it, because I hold it in my bag that I bring with me when I had like a doctor appointment or going to the cinema. So it's just outside project that doesn't get lots of attention. It's just to have something to work on. And I didn't have lots of time to work on this one during last 2 weeks. That's why I just have nothing to show you. Oslo hat I'm making with Lanagato Whip yarn. It's 80% cashmere, 80% merino wool, 20% cashmere on 3.5mm needles. Just a simple stockinette. So probably I will have some more details in the next episode on this one too. And we can move now to some acquisitions and plans. That's a yarn I have recently ordered from one of Ukrainian stores that is closer to this area that got lots of rockets, like much more than Lviv, and we had really hard night 2 days ago, I guess. We couldn't sleep because there were like a combination of different rockets coming to Ukraine and like the whole territory of Ukraine during whole night, and lots of regions lost electricity because of this attack. We had to read alarm for a long time, and I was just shocked with situation where the stores in that part of Ukraine that was having no electricity, they continued working, and they sent me the yarn that I ordered like a day before that night. They even sent me a hand-knitted note saying like, good luck with your t-shirt, because I said them that I'm going to make a t-shirt with this yarn. The strongest people ever. I'm just very pleased that they are doing their best, providing even hand notes to the orders. That's such an intro for this one. So one of you recommended me to try, because I was complaining about cotton yarn that I hate working with it because it's a bit hard and not forgiving. So you recommended to try cotton cashmere blended yarn. I didn't manage to find fixed skins of this yarn, but I found this in bobbins. It's dark blue shade, probably you can see it well, and I'm going to hold it double, so it's gonna be like 8 strands of this yarn together. And I'm going to make one more poppy tee for my boyfriend. He already has one made with Lanagato merino cotton blend yarn. It's 50% merino, 50% cotton, and he likes how it like feels on your skin in the warm days. So I expect this one even be lighter, feeling lighter, because it's 70% cotton, 30% cashmere yarn. It's called Filpucci Cash Cotton yarn. I have 300 grams of this, so probably some poppy tea is coming soon. I have already made 2 of them and even modified one and made it as a sweater for my father as his birthday gift. So I have made few of them already and one more is coming. I was monitoring and trying to find something similar, but didn't find some great options that I will like to make myself. So we will see. For now, poppy tea is like a perfect boxy fit option that works well for me or for my boyfriend or for anyone I know. Especially this saddle shoulder construction adds the look of not like handmade in a bad way, but like store-bought t-shirt that is really nice and perfectly fitting. Well, generally that's the idea of hand-knitted garments, is that they should fit well because of the proper measurement and all the edits that can be added to the garment. So I'm also going to work on this one really soon. The next thing, I've already had this yarn for a bit. It's a Zauberball Crazy yarn from Chopel. It has, let me check, it has 75% of superwash wool and 25% of polyamide that is like biodegradable. 75% virgin wool and 25% nylon. blend yarn. So here we have 420 meters per 100 grams. As it has such different colors, and it's even a bit tweedy in some parts, I have found some. I was looking for some pattern to make socks with this yarn, because that was a gift for New Year, I guess, and I was looking for some interesting pattern, not some regular vanilla socks for this yarn, because it's quite pricey one, and I wanted to make something special with it. And I found something like, I guess it's called like star sky, something like this, star sky socks. So it's color work socks that can be made with this yarn. I found several examples on Ravelry, and I'm going to make same one for me, or maybe 2 pairs if it will work. I guess it requires for my size 50% of this yarn and 50% of some plain yarn. For plain yarn, I'm going to use some off-white or white, just a regular white color yarn, to blend it with this one. The white shade is used for cuff, for the toes, and for the back part of the sock, for the gusset, I guess. That's why it should be like also some sock yarn, because it's on the risky parts of the sock, and the rest of it is used for the color work, these silver ball shades. So this is a plan to make this one. It's on 2.5mm needles. I'm not sure that I'm ready for such an investment of my knitting time into socks, but on the other hand, I would really like to make finally something using this yarn. So we will see if it's gonna turn out well. Maybe I should change this additional plain color, because this ball also has some of white shade stripe part, so I will need to think about color selection as well. And that's the plan for the socks. One more acquisition and plan. I have already showed that I have bought Knitting for Olive silk mohair in the color Dusty Sea Green. It's something in between of olive shade and some artichoke, something like this. And I was going, because I ordered it online, I was going to make it the plan is to make a cardigan, fennel seed cardigan, that Florence, handmade by Florence, known here on YouTube. She has just released it, and I was really waiting for this one. I bought the pattern like 20 minutes after I noticed that it was released, and the yarn was also waiting for it. So I ordered as well this merino wool hand-dyed yarn. I have probably 7 skeins of it, and I should hold it double, because fennel seed cardigan, or fennel seed jacket it's called, it's knitted with Knitting for Olive heavy merino yarn, DK weight yarn, holding with a strand of silk mohair. I decided that I can use this yarn is fingering weight merino hand-dyed yarn, hold double, with silk mohair as well. I have like full amount needed for the cardigan itself, but there is an issue here, that these shades are not really working well together. But I would love to make it, because soft silk mohair from Knitting for Olive is very soft, and of course hand-dyed merino yarn is also very soft. Perfect match for me, like in case of softness. but the issue is that they are not working well together. Of course, I will need to need a sample of it to try if it's gonna work together or not. If I like it, maybe it's gonna work, because this one is also olive, but like a different olive shade, like some golden olive color, not so dusty, not so greeny. It's closer to some brown probably, and as I will hold it double, it will, Knitting for Olive silk mohair will just lose its shade, I think. So that's a problem I'm currently working on for this one. Also, I asked just for one skein of yarn when my mom was visiting some yarn store in the city center. I asked her to buy me one skein of yarn because I wanted to try it. I already made DK weight socks with this one, and they work really great. They are not peeling a lot. I wear them all the time. I made mountain walk socks with this yarn, but in like beige, grayish, gray, something in between of those shades. And I wanted to make something more again using the same yarn, but it appeared that it works great with the silk mohair from Knitting for Olive. But this sock yarn, it's 75 superwash wool and 25% of polyamide, I guess. It's not specified here. Yeah, 25% of polyamide as well. So, superwash wool, it's a bit rustier. It feels that it could be itchy a bit, but the shade is perfect for this silk mohair. So I will need to spend some time thinking about the necessity to make a cardigan with non-itchy yarn, but not a perfect match between merino and silk mohair, or just use a wool yarn that is great in general. It doesn't peel. I've used it a lot already, so I can be sure about how it's gonna be working. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna like waste Knitting for Olive silk mohair for a regular wool yarn. So we will see. Probably I will have to do some research on Ravelry, checking if people are doing something like this. The fennel seed jacket is made in half fisherman rib, and probably a regular wool yarn may work because it will like stick a bit after blocking to itself, to one stitch to another. So maybe it's even better because I will have in results more like long-lasting garment. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you have some good ideas for me. I do not want to buy like full amount of silk mohair for this shade, and not sure if I want to use some wool nylon blend for cardigans that I was waiting for several months already. That was it for the fennel seed. And the last but not least, here I have received also a delivery that I was waiting for several months from Sandnes Garn, and I have received their set of patterns from Sandnes Garn. I have ordered them closer to like 2 months ago. One is 2403, and it has, let's see, it has 12 different patterns in it. I will add some better photos. I will show you like my favorite ones. That's River Cardigan, Kaya Sweater, heather sweater. There are lots of some basics. The main collection here is this floor cardigan. There's floor sweater, and there is also neck covering here. Yeah, here's floor neck. The idea is that you can split them easily and to have in your project bag only the pattern you are currently working on. That is a good idea, but you cannot use it and put somewhere on your coffee table as a nice decoration piece. I was expecting to receive like a full-size magazine to look on when I need some inspiration for knitting, for example. Well, but I can understand the practical use of these patterns. It doesn't have some nice big photos comparing to the old versions, but generally I'm already going to work on some of them. The most challenging one here is this floor sweater that I like. Floor cardigan is also nice, but it has a zipper and I'm not sure if I would love to have a cardigan with a zipper. We will see. But this floor sweater is crocheted. There is a pattern itself inside, and I'm considering making one for myself, but I am not very experienced crocheter, so I'm looking for some knit-alongs that may be organized soon, because it's like fresh edition from Sandnes Garn, so probably some people will be working on it soon, and that's why I'm going to make one as well. Also interesting one here is this river cardigan. It has quite similar cabling that I have currently on my sweater number 15 I'm working on, but in this case they used printed silk mohair that is sold in big skeins, like 50 grams or 100 grams, I'm not sure, with different speckles in the silk mohair itself. But as the basic, you can use any merino wool shade you want. So I'm considering, I also saw one of the yarn stores in Lviv has just received the delivery of this silk mohair, so I'm considering visiting them to check if I like this silk mohair enough to make a cardigan with it, because I have not worked with printed silk mohairs before. Maybe I will start. Also, I have one more here. It's its number? Cannot find it here. So it's also DIY with some basic patterns here. The cardigan is nice for sure. Generally it has 15 patterns inside, and I am considering making a dress. Let me show it. It's called Mallow dress. This one is made using a Sunday by Sandnes Garn and a strand of silk mohair. It's very light one. You need, for the smallest size, approximately 8 skeins of Sunday. But I have already found one nice yarn that may work here. I have made Monday sweater with it. It's Mondial Sobe Ima yarn. It's a cotton strand in which is blown some baby alpaca wool and merino wool as well. So it's very fluffy, it's very soft, and the skeins itself, they have like 200 meters per 50 grams. So it's thin yarn, but at the same time it's not so thin as thin as a regular fingering weight yarn, so it may work well for such a dress because it should be light, it should be like soft one, so it will work great. That's also some plan here. Of course, I am considering making this cardigan or this one, with both are with a gabling, so I think it would be enough to make one of them because one has a v-neck, next one has a crew neck. I should decide which one I like more to work on for this spring. We will see how it's gonna work. So that was it for today. Thanks a lot for watching and staying here with me till the end of the video. Leave a like if you loved some of the patterns maybe that I shared with you today. Let me know in the comments if you have some favorite projects maybe from Sandnes Garn that you like. I will check them as well because I am most likely going to work with on some of these patterns that I already have. Yeah, so see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a nice knitting. Bye bye.